Jack Carter was no stranger to danger. As a world-renowned archaeologist, he had spent his life chasing lost civilizations and uncovering secrets buried beneath centuries of history. But nothing had prepared him for what he found in the dusty backroom of a forgotten library in Spain, a map. Not just any map. It was old, ancient even, with symbols and markings that sent a thrill of excitement down his spine. The map depicted the location of Eldoria, a legendary lost city hidden deep within the Amazon rainforest. For centuries, explorers had searched for it, but no one had ever returned to confirm its existence. Some said it was a myth. Others believed it was cursed. Jack didn't care about the stories. If Eldoria existed, he was going to find it. Jack knew he couldn't do it alone. He needed a team, people he could trust, and a few he didn't, but who had the skills required for such an expedition. First, there was Dr. Evelyn Reyes, a brilliant but skeptical historian who had spent years debunking myths like Eldoria. She had always clashed with Jack over his methods, but there was no denying her expertise in ancient languages. Next was Marcus Doyle, a survival expert and ex-military man who had been Jack's companion on many expeditions. He could handle himself in the wild, knew how to survive in the most hostile environments, and had a knack for getting them out of tight spots. Then there was Sophie Green, a tech specialist and drone operator, whose gadgets could help them navigate through the dense Amazon jungle. Finally, Victor Kane, a ruthless treasure hunter who had a reputation for stealing artifacts and selling them to the highest bidder. Jack didn't trust him, but Kane had resources and connections they needed to fund the expedition. With the team assembled, they set off for the Amazon, knowing that this would be the most dangerous journey of their lives. The journey began with an uneasy alliance. Jack and Evelyn argued over the authenticity of the map. Marcus kept his eye on Victor Kane, knowing he would betray them at the first opportunity. Sophie scanned the skies with her drones, searching for signs of the lost city. The jungle was relentless. Days turned into weeks as they hacked through thick vegetation, crossed treacherous rivers, and evaded deadly wildlife. At night, strange noises surrounded them, whispers in the wind, shadows moving just beyond their campfires. Then, the first sign of Eldoria appeared. A towering stone obelisk, half buried in vines, stood in a clearing. Its surface was covered in ancient carvings that Evelyn translated with wide eyes. Beyond the river of gold, where the sun meets the earth, the city of Eldoria awaits. Excitement filled the air. They were close. But so was danger. Victor Kane made his move. Under the cover of darkness, he stole the map and vanished into the jungle with his men. Jack woke to find their supplies ransacked and their guide murdered. The betrayal sent shockwaves through the team. "We have to move," Marcus said. "If Kane finds Eldoria first, we're done." Fueled by determination, they pressed on. Sophie used her drones to track Kane's movements, leading them to a massive canyon where a golden river shimmered under the sunlight. They had found it, the entrance to Eldoria. Eldoria was breathtaking. Giant stone temples, towering statues, and ancient murals stretched across the city, untouched by time. The air hummed with an eerie energy. Victor Kane was already there, standing before a massive altar, where a golden artifact rested, a crystal heart, the source of Eldoria's power. Legend said it granted eternal knowledge, but also came with a terrible curse. Kane didn't believe in curses. He reached for the artifact. The ground trembled. A deep rumbling echoed through the city as the statues around them began to move. Stone guardians, awakened from their slumber, marched toward them, their hollow eyes glowing with an unearthly light. Kane screamed as the ground split beneath him. The last thing Jack saw was Kane's horrified face before he was swallowed by darkness. With the city collapsing around them, Jack, Evelyn, Marcus, and Sophie ran for their lives. Stones rained from above, the jungle swallowing Eldoria once again. They barely made it out. As they watched the ruins disappear behind the trees, Jack held a small fragment of the crystal heart in his hand, a piece of history, proof that Eldoria was real. Evelyn smiled. "So, what now?" Jack grinned. there's always another legend waiting to be found. And with that, they vanished into the jungle, ready for their next adventure.